those two trading fairly well.
Interesting to look at the early game against Immortals. Is it kind of like if you go even against Immortals in the early game, are they still winning at this point because of the strength they have during team fights and the control of the map once the lanes break? It might be hurt here by Dardoch. Oh. Just kidding.
I mean,
just kidding.
You can see it in the play, though. Turtle and Adrian are playing so safe after they got all in and had to blow all those summoners. Yep. They altered their gameplay. This is exactly what you have to do, depending on the matchups, depending on the early stages of the game. They didn't have these summoners to work with, so they played very safe from then on. Yes, it did also cost them CS, but they haven't given up a kill. And Dardoch has been bottom hovering at least twice so far, which has allowed Reignover on this Rek'Sai to gain a farm advantage for himself, and right now a single level advantage for himself.
See if they get another one. Adrian tries to stand right on Turtle there to kind of take the attacks away. But that's what you're talking about, the disengage and kind of the poke back. Piglet definitely loses out on that trade overall.
Ooh, Reignover sees him.
Just chilling. He waits for a second. Dardoch gets the smite out. Is he actually going to give it over in the end? You will decide to walk out of this one. Pole Belcher's coming down. The flash is in. He's going to go ahead and repel the picks. A lot of pressure in there from Immortals to get red, but Dardoch still is able to get away with it, so not hurt too bad in that situation.
Yeah. So Dardoch was able to remain calm and smite the red, not only for the health back, but also to get it. Just because, Reignover didn't have his smite up.
What a
Dardoch didn't quite know that, but he was still able to grab it. So, Reignover's trying to push his advantage, but so far he's been unsuccessful in stealing too much away. Does get one small baby golem there.
Cash money. A little back and forth. Reignover was actually really testing the waters there on Liquid, and it seems like Dardoch reacted quite easily, or quite well with Phoenix.
Yeah.
Blue buff will be safe for him overall. That will help Phoenix in the mid lane here. That's 73 to 71, so Pole Belcher and Phoenix are pretty much going.
Yep. Most of the gold lead here for Immortals is in the jungle for Reignover over Dardoch.
41 to 26.
With a little bit of it also being Huni in the top lane. But Team Liquid still trying to play around the bottom lane. Piglet and Matt have done well for themselves.
Something I can see wrong going for this bot lane is that Piglet and Matt aren't getting that kill that they want, so you might go a little bit harder and keep trying for it. Dardoch's here in the bot lane now. Here's going for that kill. Reignover's the first hit. A nice Monsoon to disengage, and a Howling Gale hits two. Dardoch was up, and he repelled. Nobody can follow just yet. Lorlo with a very late TP is in the wrong spot at the wrong time and forced the flash. And Immortals just dance around the engage.
Yep, both top laners TP down. Lorlo on the wrong side of the turret, though, from the rest of the team, does use his flash to get out. And we've got all 5 members down bottom for each team.
It's a party. Nobody had any gifts. Nobody. So Dragon's still up. It doesn't even look like anybody can get that after. There was still damage done. So it's just backs and the lanes in mid to farm.
Phoenix had a gift, just nobody wanted it. He had the package, and nobody wanted to take it.
He waited all that time.
All said and done, though, that just means that top lane now is actually a target that you can go for. Lorlo does not have flash. I don't think he does. Maybe he did. Viv?
What, Kobe?
I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna rewind.
I was looking at Lorlo's flash because you mentioned it. You said it was down, Kobe! You're a prophet! Oh, they're going for Lorlo because the flash is down!
No,
one more. There's the 3-tap. Reignover and Huni gonna lock it down. They're giving it to Huni. Takes the Echo top to try and carry, and he's off to a good start.
Yeah, jungler sees flash down for a long laner. And it's a Maokai who does not have any escape, so good targeting there by Reignover. He goes to get Huni ahead, and they do get their first blood. Reignover keeps his streak alive. 8 out of 8 games in North America. First blood for the team.
Jeez. Say it gets him going too, and Huni is confident. He can make some some bad plays, but most of the time they're actually huge impact plays that get him 2 or 3 kills, and the team's able to push quite a bit. Still adding pressure to the top side. It's going to have to be respected here by Lorlo.
Yeah.
Pobelter gets blue to go back towards the mid lane. Pressure relieved for a second here. We'll see Lorlo come back to lane. I don't know if anything's going to happen until we see the dragon fight. Just pretty much Huni going hard when he can.
Yeah, Huni now also got an extra wave doing that as well, so pretty decent advantage over Lorlo. Lorlo on the Maokai though is going to try and be that team fight top laner to just bring his CC and damage reduction to the next team fight. They do break out once teleports come back up.
All right. Engage mid. That Thunderlord's crocking out. Pobelter makes sure he walks in a little bit to get the knockup. That means the aggression's going to happen down to the bot side. Turtle gets pushed too close, and Liquid's been looking for the kill the entire game. They finally get it as Immortal's pushed up a little too far.
I'm actually curious as to the setup there because Turtle and Adrian have been playing so safe for so long, giving up CS and not exposing themselves
that was
to that
a full
all-in.
combo from Matt, flash and all.
Yeah, but Matt able to get the flash there, and Turtle locked up, not able to flash away. Uh-oh, repeat gank top for Rainover though, and the turret's already dead.
Bad timing for Lorlo to be there. Not looking at the big picture in this situation. We just saw Lorlo go down. Is this another kill for Huni? If Rainover leaves this one up, it will be. And the rest of the map is being pushed in the mid lane right now by Immortals. This is not going to be good. Dardoch does pick up Dragon during this top fight, but they're gaining some ground on Immortal's side.
Not too big of a surprise, actually. You know, Immortals again focusing top lane, and Team Liquid, you know, after seeing that video, the bottom lane focus is actually paying off for them. CS lead, plus turret, plus kill from the bottom lane, and Piglet is going to set up on this Kalista to have a very strong mid game. So it's going to be, you know, the AD carry ahead, jumping out to a very quick first item versus the Echo on top side. An assassin for Huni can get to the back line and try and take out either the Corki or the Kalista. It's going to be very hard considering Immortals lineup. I mean, well, considering both lineups, because Immortals are more about protecting Wild Turtle with the double shields than they are about enabling Huni to get to the back line.
Yep.
We'll see how he runs this Echo. Maybe more of a mid-line Echo. Rainover invading again, though.
Yeah, back talking about Huni, having Huni pushed up that far has allowed Rainover to just destroy the top side jungle. Red Raptors almost made a gank mid. He is 2 steps ahead of the game right now, and just having that top turret down added so much pressure for them. Team Liquid's definitely going to have to answer reactively now. I think they have a choice to put anything in lead unless Matt gets that flashback up. Still looking good on both sides. Not too big of a lead for Immortals. Keep watching Rainover. He's definitely putting a lot of pressure down.
Yeah.
Spending more time in Liquid's jungle in his own.
Top side versus bottom side. Really the biggest difference, I think, comes in the vision game. Immortals have been able to play some on the Team Liquid side of the camp, side of the jungle here, across the river, whereas Team Liquid are trying to huddle up and just play defensively, especially on that top side there for Lorlo. Lorlo's been taking a beating during his flashless state.
Yeah, they played on that twice. Usually you only see 1 gank, or not even any. They just know that his flash is down and maybe Huni will make a play off of it. For sure, try to get him.
Just by taking out that river ward here for Team Liquid, they force Huni to go back because it is such a long lane. Now they are at least denying some CS from him.
Oh. Doesn't hit the time winder or get the slow that he wants. So Immortal's just playing a bit of a pressure game. They may flood towards middle here. And his mid turret is quite low. Be going down.
Yeah, they're
real
collapsing
fast
on mid very quickly. Caitlyn's not there though.
Yeah.
So like the main part of their siege isn't really here. So even though they do have Jen and
you're right.
Lulu, they're ready. No Caitlyn means I don't think they're actually going for the mid turret right now, as they send Wild Turtle up to the top side to try and clean CS. Looks like both teams just trying to farm till their mid game power spike. They're both fairly confident in their team fights.
Looked like they had the movement with Piglet topside, but Wild Turtle had already backed Not too much CS discrepancy throughout the lanes. It really leaves this next fight up to anyone, but this is where Immortal starts to get that edge. Everybody on Team Liquid, or just a few, will start to take damage, hits. You see Huni take down Lorlo or Rainover, and then it's a lot harder for that tank to do what he needs to in the fight.
Yeah, Rainover is already bullying the top laner. Jungler, same level as the top laner. And if he finds Lorlo, gets a great trade off in the jungle. Gonna force him back. And Immortals claim another turret with Huni splitting down bottom. Let's see if Team Liquid can actually create a play on top. There is teleport available for Huni, so Team Liquid, while they kind of want to make him blow teleport, have to be very careful.
Matt is very far in.
There's the teleports.
Good whimsy coming from Pole Belter. TP of Lorlo is in, but Huni is a little farther behind, ready to pincer with the team. He Chrono breaks back, but he has got 4 members on him. Flashes over the wall, but he pulls a lot of resources from Liquid, and this is where Immortals is going to re-engage. A nice hit by Rainover. Monsoon, Matt back. He's got the Unbreakable Will on. It's actually very hard for both teams to get any targets in this fight. They're only finding tanks, and it is going to be Rainover going down first. Dardoch falls.
Whoa,
the junglers are out. Here it comes onto Matt. One more shot. That's going to be Huni going in with the phase dive. Now under Lorlo, a double kill for Wild Turtle as he gets rolling. Piglet and Turtle in the standoff for the duel. The Frost Bomb comes over, breaks up the fight, and Pole Belter out of left field coming up through the turret. It looks like Immortals have won the ground, and to make peace, it's gonna be Wild Turtle taking down Corky Piglet, or rather, Phoenix falls. Too much happening.
Phoenix just walking back and forth there in the mid-range, and Turtle extends the olive branch. But man, so the beginning of this fight is actually really uncoordinated. This is the first, I was thinking this is the first uncoordinated team fight that we've seen from Immortals, because it's an engage there from Huni. They end up blowing the Lulu ultimate really early, but then Rainover gets a massive knock-up onto the back line, and Phoenix is basically taken out of this fight. Adrian actually shoves the back line and separates this team into 2 squads so that Immortals can then whittle down the front line. And even though Team Liquid get that first kill, Turtle is buffed up by Lulu and Janna, goes on the chase, Flash nets in to try and take out Phoenix, even though Phoenix had a good Valkyrie right there. This is the 1 versus 1. Phoenix tries to add the Frost Bomb, and Piglet actually flashes out at the same time, but Pole Belter, as you know, cleans up the 1-on-1. And then this right here, Frost Queen claims slow.
Over the shoulder.
But he's just should have kept, I don't know what he could have gotten back there, but man, Immortals do end up cleaning it up.
That went all the way from blue buff to their 2nd tier mid.
Yeah, I mean,
such a long fight. And that's why we see the 80 carries taking that fervor. Exactly that reason. The fights last forever. This one, however, may have a bit shorter of a time, but not if Adrian has something to say about it. They go right back into it after coming up from being dead. Shots are onto Dardoch. They want it onto Matt. They repel out. They are finally going to be able to take down Pole Belter in this. He gets pushed off the turret, and Team Liquid is just trying to put a stranglehold down until it works. Well, pressure on the bot now by Huni.
Yeah, Huni's been pushing this entire time, and he got a tower during that. It's an outer turret traded for a secondary turret and a little bit of inhibitor turret damage, but even with Team Liquid taking that many turret shots, it's still going to be in their favor. They should be able to get 2 off of this, as Huni might come out with a blue steal or something on the exit, but that's about it. So good play there from Team Liquid to come out with the advantage right after that team fight loss. It looks like Immortals were in that position because they just took Rift Herald, and Rainover is currently wearing the buff. But man, that happened really quickly after the replay.
Straight back into it.
All right, blue buff and dragon.
Dragon number 1 for them. They're going to short any kind of fast Dragon 5, so Liquid looking for something else. Dragon will just be a place to fight now. 4 items coming out. Righteous Glory. Haven't actually seen it in quite a while. Lorlo goes for that first to continue getting Team Liquid into these fights, helping Matt get to where he needs to be.
He is all about the team fight and trying to force it. The only problem is that when you're trying to force a team fight like that against another team that has a decent team fight setup, who's already ahead.
And Monsoon.
The Immortals are pretty far ahead in gold. Unless Team Liquid can clean up some turrets, Immortals just need to hold on right now, and then they'll have the Janna, Lulu, late game Caitlyn, which will be very difficult to engage on. So far, Lorlo and Matt have done a pretty good job of getting to that back line, But, you know, as we saw in that last team fight at mid, Turtle was left standing at the end of it. Was able to clean up the ace for Immortals.
Interested to see how much of the fact that Liquid can make plays from being 5-6K down still holds true from previous seasons, because they are a team that knows how to make plays still from really not having a good engage or having the goal to engage. They're definitely items behind right now, and it's only going to make it more difficult.
Yeah.
I'm sure Dardoch, Matt, and Lorlo can find a way with this composition to keep Phoenix in the inside.
Yeah. The extra money as well as the control over the map that your outer mid lane turret provides is actually pretty big too. Immortals holding on to their mid lane outer turret is quite big. Reignover actually going for the engage with Hooney's flank.
Hooney just walks on over, no TP needed, so if they win this fight, they have pressure all over the map. Matt doing what he can to help.
Yeah.
The Fate's Call is already used, so he's forced to flash over the Raptor wall. There's no quick follow, but Immortals wants to push with a full team. Power in numbers as they continue to stick to Team Liquid's heels. It looks like they make it to the base, but this is going to be minion waves crawling now up to the inhibitors. Reignover very hard over the wall. Adrian looking for saves and heals in the right position. If he has to go harder, he might just do it. An ace in the hole from Wild Turtle as they continue to whittle down Team Liquid from across the map to their base.
That's the thing, this massive team fight with the double supports. Hooney even getting a lot of shielding himself on the front lines. Does get cocooned, but he should be able to get out just fine. Or not!
Oh my gosh!
All right.
Turtle's almost getting kills with no mono over
Knew
here.
it all
While
along.
this is
Get out
happening.
just fine. And Adrian's able to protect him, and the Immortals back on there.
They just have so much confidence in their play. It keeps Team Liquid from committing to situations even like that. When you have a guy against the wall, you don't want to go too close because you don't want Caitlyn to crush you over the wall with a headshot.
Yeah.
Everything that Immortals is doing is putting so much pressure.
we saw the frustration there.
Yeah.
At the beginning of that team fight. You know, Team Liquid, Lorlo, and Matt trying to get to the back line here. So they actually engage on Lorlo, just start cracking right through the front line. Dardoch's basically taken out of the fight at the beginning.
Missed.
The Kalista ultimate doesn't hit anyone, so Matt can't get back to the back line. Turtle's free firing, even though it's on an ulted Alistar. This damage are able to chip away at Team Liquid as they try and retreat. Just continuing to chip away, and Hooney finally able to pick up the kill there as Reignover flashes in after the death, but has the Lulu ult to back him up.
Who else would be in the base? Hooney and Reignover. Go figure. Going crazy together, making plays.
But you know, it's one of the things that we come back to with Immortals. They trust each other so much.
Yep.
They keep on having multiple members on sort of support champions. You know, whether it's multiple heal champions or multiple shield champions. Pobelter's happy to let Hooney and Turtle carry the game and carry the majority of the DPS here. Lulu plus Janna provides so much support for either carry.
Yeah, and those are plug and play for Pobelter. That's where he's been, providing a lot of utility for the mid lane.
Yeah.
And also holding very consistent throughout the mid lane play, so he's not a problem area. Come late
Play
game.
whatever the team needs.
Yeah.
Reignover happy to play the tank as well. Rek'Sai definitely a favorite of his.
We do see that Hooney likes his carries, though. We're going back to the 3 bans against him. Still picks Echo. And that also calls the question, what do you do against this team? Focus Hooney, you try to play to his lane. That doesn't work. You try to put him up against a tank that can kind of live with low econ. Doesn't work. It becomes very hard to figure out how to beat these guys.
Yeah.
Pick bans.
And
then the game's going to be harder.
And it's also really smart because, yes, they have Wild Turtle, and they also have this giant AP threat from the top lane. So you know Turtle's going to be hard to take down and deal a lot of damage in the late game because you've got the Janna shielding him with extra AD. So they pick an AP assassin for Hooney. And he's able to provide that AP threat. Though he does get stunned. And he's back to where he teleported from. It was too quick.
Hooney, he's running all the way from Wolves now if you don't see it on the mini-map. He went all the way back from his TP zone. It did save him. He's still got a hell of a lot of health, but it does not help the engage. But also, that's how quick that call was made.
Yeah, it's 4 seconds. So it's wherever you were 4 seconds ago. If you teleported from across the map, then you're going right back across the map.
Oh.
It's fine because Immortals are able to communicate and retreat.
Yeah,
they don't commit to the fight 4-on-5. Now the Baron starts up.
All right. Lorlo's in. There's no real connection.
No damage.
Lorlo and Matt are the only ones there. That's their engage pushed out. Lorlo is at a sliver of health. They'll be surprised if he lives. Goes down quickly as Rainover goes in for the plague. I think he got a Prey Seeker on it. And now they just start pushing down the tanks. The things that Team Liquid needs continue to go down too fast for the back line to get the damage they want. Immortals once again choose through the Liquid lineup.
Yeah, the start of that fight, Phoenix and Dardoch were literally halfway across the map. And now it should be an easy Baron here for Immortals.
No 50-50. Dardoch is forced to go back. There would just be too much grabbed if they didn't have bodies on the map for Team Liquid here. So, the empowered back now for Immortals. 1 of 2 Dragons, 1 of 1 Barons. We'll see this fight again.
Yeah, look at this. This 2 tanks and Kalista, but Kalista can't even get into DPS while the tanks are tanking damage. So it's a 3 versus 5 where one of your members only got a single auto attack off, and by the time the rest of the backline arrives, the front is dead, and Immortals just chase it down.
It's ridiculous how much Adrian's Jana provides for this team to reset a fight and get everything they want out of it instantly. We don't like disengage, reset, now we'll take it.
It's funny too because there's been such a heavy trend worldwide for melee supports and engage and playmaking supports, whereas Adrian has stuck a hard line to these range supports with Janna and Soraka only.
But he's also got that Leona we know of from long ago, so the guy's got a champion pool Immortals can really work with, and it looks like Immortals may look to go 8-0 as they pulled the trigger around 20 minutes, have had the lead and continue to snowball, taking their time here. Immortals know where to push the limits and know when to pull back. They now have another minion wave. They continue to go forward, and Liquid doing everything they can, Kobe, but at 28 minutes, I don't think it's going to be enough. Looking for a few more kills for the fantasy points. The Nexus at half HP and looking to drop a bit more gold in their pockets. 28-15, Immortals takes down Liquid. Consistently quick games by these guys.
Yeah, we thought this might be one of the games to actually give them trouble, but Immortals continue their march to another undefeated season. One more game and they'll be halfway there. Yeah. 8-0 for them already. And once again, yeah, they're very calm, well set up battle lines for a team fight comp.
Yeah. Keep looking at Adrian's Jana. Every time they go in the fight, what Team Liquid wanted was the Unbreakable Will Maokai ultimate hit, right? Alistar Unbreakable Will and Maokai, I should say.
It's the...
But you just monsoon that out, Alistar's ult wears off, and we saw him go down every time.
Turtle never even felt pressured in this game with the double supports.
That's what he needs. I want to know what it's like to be Wild Turtle on that team. It's gotta feel good.
Huni also, it was good that Huni could manipulate time in this game because the teleports in sometimes got really, really close to him dropping.
Yeah.
Being a little bit ahead of the team, but he got out every single time, whether it was through Lulu ult or using his own ult to backtrack, and only died twice in the entire game.
Oh, the bot lane. Liquid got their matchup. They got the early pressure, the early the early kills. They got what they set out to do.
Yeah.
And it seems like once Immortals can start to control the map, they're out of laning phase, that's when they just get unlocked. Laning phase can still go well for them, but once they break it, they just run around and control it a few steps ahead.
It just seems like Immortals have such a clear game plan, and they play to their comp every single time. They were very happy to just farm up in the bottom line. Turtle and Adrian gave up a lot of CS early to play safe and not give up deaths. If they could avoid it, then they only end up giving one in lane phase. And once they were able to come together with the double supports, just group up, and they won their first team fight. From there, it was really a steamroll. Saw
the Rain over Huni love for those two in the top lane. He kept going back for Lorlo. It's just over and over again. We see King Immortals do the same thing, and it works. Keep getting victories. Undefeated now. And for some added insight on that game, let's check in with Freak, who's standing by with Immortals jungler.
Thank you very much, Riv. I am here with Rainover. Rainover, congratulations, 8-0. Are you guys ready to add a 1 to the front, make that 18-0?
If we win the next game against Dignitas, we're basically playing against every team, and then it means we're winning against every team. Like even though it's one match, and then if we just repeat, we can go 18-0.
That's really cool. So talk to me about what's made your team so good then. We'll start with your team as a whole and your teammates. What has been the key that's made just your team so strong overall?
I think our team is like having some strong point because like everyone of the player is not really greedy, and then they are willing to sacrifice for the team, and then everyone is team player, and then everyone is not KDA player. So I think that's why like everyone is full hamming when they have to full ham, and then everyone is peeling back when you have to full peeling back. So I think this kind of things are like maybe unique from the other team.
Who makes those decisions when you go in really hard? We've seen some team fights where you're flashing forward for the knockouts and just expecting your team to be there. Who makes that call that it's time to go in?
Normally, Asian doesn't release. We're not really prioritizing like engage support or tank support. So basically, I'm the only tank on the team since Huni is playing a lot of damage champions. So usually, I'm the one who try to engage and then initiate. So about like opening fights, I think I'm the one who's like trying to be like more loud voice, you know.
So then if you're the key voice on the engages and you're the key tank on the team, talk to me about how you're approaching these games in particular. We saw in this game you invading the jungle, you got a lot of ganks off for Huni in the top lane. Talk about your decision making coming into these games. What are you trying to do for the team?
This game, we make few mistakes around bot at early level, which was not expected. So I had to help bot, but this game I just thought that it's pretty important to help out Huni because we're playing damage top against tank top. So if we like snowball like one time, then it's gonna